Hello everyone, Daniel Yuck here. Thank you all for tuning in today. I appreciate you. Today I want to bring a video and I want to touch base on shading placement. Should you have any questions at any point throughout this video, I encourage you to drop a comment down below and I will do my absolute best to assist you in the best possible direction. Should you enjoy this video or my channel, consider becoming a Patreon or sending me over a super thanks, as I would truly appreciate your support. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive straight on into this. For this video, I would like to take it from the top, and I want to start here. For me personally, from my experience, when I started shading at the beginning, it was a very tedious process to learn. Shading is not something that was easy for me. It may be natural for some, but for me, shading was something that definitely was a challenge. And every time I heard of the word shading when I first started tattooing, it kind of scared me, and I didn't want to do that tattoo just because I wasn't sure what I was doing when it came to shading. After I started getting better at the technical side of shading, then I started asking myself, well, where do I need to put the shadings within my design? And that is what I'm going to go over here with you all. How I simplified shading for myself was by determining where I want the darker points to be. So you can see with this design right here, we have some nice saturation going on the outer edge of the design, and I'm using a stipple approach to go ahead and give it a nice shaded gradient look right there, as you can see. By determining where I want the darker points to be for the shading, that actually helps me build from there. So that determining of the darkest points is acting as a foundation, and that foundation allows me to kind of step one foot after the other, so to speak. So what I'm saying is I pinpoint the darker areas, as you can see right here, that I'm doing, and then from there I'm going to work my way out to the outer edge, and then I'm going to apply shading out here. So you can see by determining the darker points, I can work from there, and I can go ahead and kind of not guesstimate where I want shading to be. So that's how I simplify it. I go about determining where I want the darkest points to be. And a good way to determine where the darkest areas are going to be is by having a good solid reference from the jump. So whenever we're doing tattoos and putting them together from the beginning, we're going to want to make sure that we have good light sources, that the source material that we're utilizing is enough for us to be able to utilize when we are tattooing and translate it to the actual skin. So as you can see right here, this is again more of the technical side of the shading. However, you can see that I'm still defining the darkest points, and I'm working from there to create a nice transition with this 5-round liner. I'm actually using a CNC Police 005 5-round liner for this demonstration right here in this snippet. Determining the darkest areas is going to vary from design to design. As we can see on this design right here, the shading placement I'm working on is on the outer edge of this design, where other designs such as roses are going to be shading going inwards of the design. So for me, I'm always thinking about it as the darker areas are going to be determined by the design. I'm going to switch on over to a different design. For this design, we're going to be doing a rose. What I'm doing is, again, taking it from the top, and I'm basically defining the darkest point. So where I'm beginning, where that needle point is first touching, that's where it's going to be the darkest. And as you can see, that's where I'm building up. So as I'm applying this shading, I'm putting a little bit more pressure at the beginning to bring it out, and I'm just whipping out and creating little whip-like motions all the way down, and I'm going to do some cross hatching to start smoothing things out. But essentially what I am doing here is I am referencing the original reference. I do have this stencil available on my website as well, so you can go ahead and download and follow along with this actual video right here, which is available on my YouTube channel. For this rose right here, what's helping me determine the darkest points is the reference. On the reference material, this is where the darkest points are going to be. How I go about applying those darkest points is going to vary from tattoo to tattoo, placement, sizing. So there's multiple variables to consider when it comes to the technical side, but in terms of determining where the darkest and lightest points are going to be, is going to be varied on the source material. By now, you've heard me use the word design, shading, placement, source material quite a bit, and I want you to understand how important that is to the outcome of our shading. These are variables that we have to understand. So right now, working on this rose, what I am doing is just defining those darkest points, and I'm working my way technically to get the shading that I am happy with. It is going to vary a little bit from the source material. I do try to stay as true as I can to what I'm looking at in the original source material. However, I do like like to also add my artistic approach as well. So I always try to meet in the middle. A quick refresh on my logic is the design, the light source, and the sizing are some of the fundamental variables that I'm thinking about when it comes to shading. So first of all, I'm always thinking about the design. Is this something within my capabilities? Can I do this? Am I able to apply shading the way that this design requires? The light source, where is the light coming from? Where do I want the darkest points to be? By figuring out where the light is coming from, I'm able to determine where the darkest points are going to be. And depending on the size of the tattoo itself would determine what needle I would use. Typically, if I want a stipple peppered look, I'm going to go for a, let's say, 00 standard 3-round liner, even a 5-round liner as you see me using here. In this snippet, I'm using a Stigma 005 round liner. If a tattoo is large, I typically tend to go with a larger mag to go ahead and shade more areas with fewer passes. So you kind of get the logic behind that. The sizing determines what needle configuration I would ultimately be using. If I want a peppered look, or if I'm going to be shading in tighter areas with more detail, I'll tend to navigate towards a smaller needle configuration. If I'm going to be doing a larger tattoo and I'm going for more surface area with less passes, and I'll typically go with a larger mag. That's the logic behind that. But by now you can kind of see that I'm using some fundamental elements here to help me get through shading. And also, after I figure out these fundamental elements and after I've done all of this planning, of course there comes the technical aspect, how we go about actually applying the shading. I will make different videos touching base on the technical side of shading and different aspects of shading. For this one though, I want to stick to the shading placement. I want to give you useful information that you can start utilizing by the end of this video. You may, and hopefully the idea is to get you looking at shading a little bit differently, or at the very least to simplify it a little bit more. So taking it from the top, I can't exhaust that having good reference material is truly important. Being able to look back at a reference and see where darker points are at and then go about trying to apply them technically to the best of our abilities is everything. So that source material is crucial, and I'm constantly referencing it every time I'm going back and shading. So I'll do my thing. As you can see, I'm simply cross hatching right here, and then I'll go back and I'll look at the reference, and then I'll see that's kind of close to where I want it to be, and then I'll kind of continue this throughout the entire tattoo. I really structurize and I stick to this logic. As you can see in this tighter area right here, I'm just simply defining the darkest point and I'm applying the technical shading that I feel is best for this tight space right here. Allow me to show you some more demonstrations here of establishing the darkest point. So as you see right here on this leaf, I'm actually using just one motion, whip motions, and I'm whipping towards me and I am wiping away. What I'm doing is I'm just establishing where I want the shading to go and where I don't want it to go past. And then from here, I'm going to begin to define the darkest points. You're going to see on this clip right here, the only thing that really changes is where the darkest points are going to be and the direction that I'm applying the shading. Even occasionally, sometimes the method in which I apply the shading is a bit different. I'm going to often cross hatch in some areas I may not. Again, it will vary just depending on how I feel approaching it artistically. But the same thing is happening here. I'm using that reference material to establish where I want the darkest point, and then I go in and I start actually defining it on the tattoo where I want the darkest point to be, and I just begin building it all up. On this part of the shading placement, you can see that I'm using a bit of whip motions and I'm using some cross hatching as well to get a smooth shade right here on this part of the petal. You're going to notice on all of these different snippets that I'm showing you, even using different needle configurations, I'm still defining those darkest points and I'm working my way to the best of my abilities to get as accurate as I can to my reference material. And again, it's going to happen on every single tattoo that I do, and I feel that this is a big part of the success of a tattoo, is planning it out correctly. And on this frame right here, you can see I'm also establishing the darkest points where I want them to be, and I'm working around that to establish the shading that I desire. A little trick that I want to share with you all that I personally enjoy doing within my tattoos is, as you see, I'm not going all the way up to the petal line. I'm actually leaving a line of the original skin showing through. I like to have that little space right there filling in every now and then on the tattoo to create a little bit more interest. To me, it actually looks well and it reads well. So as you see, I'm just defining the darkest point where I want that to be. From there, I'll tend to use whip-like motions to get a nice gradient from dark to light, and I'll also use cross-hatching to smooth things out if needed. Here are the results for this little trick. I do like the way that this looks. This is fully going to be subjective to each their own. That's a little tip I thought I'd throw in there for you all. I also wanted to demonstrate with color here. You're going to notice that everything that I'm mentioning here in this video, it doesn't change. I'm referencing my source material. This is where the darkest points are going to be, and I'm just going to apply them to the best of my ability. Even though I am using a different ink color such as red in this snippet, the approach is still the same. The logic and everything that I'm going over still applies. I am figuring out where I want the darkest points to be, and then from there I'm just simply applying the tattoo to the best of my ability. Red ink, black ink, gray wash, green ink, it doesn't matter. Any ink that I use, I'm still going to approach it the exact same way. I'm still going to stick to that reference. I'm going to figure out where the light source is at. I'm going to apply the darkest points and kind of work around that. For me, this logic, this thought process, this sort of planning for my tattoos has allowed me to ultimately always come up with better results. And also, not only that, more importantly, I'm actually very confident when I'm doing my tattoos because of the planning that goes into them. I have a logic, I have a structure that I stick to, and I don't really deviate from the rules and from the basics that I'm trying to show you all here. It's always the same. Whenever you find yourself being overwhelmed, or if you find yourself not making continuous progress, always go back to the basics, always master those. Mastering the basics will give you more opportunity to do more. We got to really build that structure. We got to build that foundation. We have to plan our tattoos out, especially as beginner tattoo artists. For me though, this is how I go about shading. This is how I determine where I want to place my shading within my tattoos. I hope that I can give you some sort of guidance and help you in a better direction within this video. I also want to encourage you, if you have any questions at all, I want to encourage you to drop a comment down below, and I will do my absolute best to assist you in the best possible direction. I also have social medias under the same name as this YouTube channel. I would truly appreciate your support on there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for me and ring that bell, as I will be bringing more videos like this for you all. If you found this video helpful and enjoy my channel, consider becoming a Patreon or sending over a super thanks my way. I would also appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in yet again. You have a great day.